Hello, so in this video I'm going to show you a quick and simple technique that can help you overcome a large variety of problems. This can help with pretty much anything from physical pain to emotional pain if you've got anxiety, phobia, a fear of something. So let's get on with it. I'm not going to bother explaining how this works, and I know it's going to seem quite wacky, but I will tell you one quick story about how I use this to get rid of a problem, and then we'll get on with it. I used this a couple of years ago now when I first discovered this. I didn't find the technique, this has been around for thousands of years, but when I first heard about it, I had a pain in my knuckle because one day I reached into a cupboard just over there and it's got a brick wall at the back of it, and I hit my knuckle on the wall and I kind of grazed my knuckle. I had that pain for over a year and nothing could get rid of it. I'd taken pills, creams on it, whatever, nothing worked. And when I did this, it went within 2 minutes. And I still can't believe that. It's incredible. This thing works on loads of things: fear of driving, fear of flying, anxiety. People have reported it working on all kinds of things. So let's get on with it. I'm not going to explain about how it works. You can discuss that. There's loads of other videos where you can look that up. This is just what to do. There are lots of different versions of this, but this is the one that I was taught. This is the one that works for me. Some people say you need to do this, do that, do this differently. This version that I'm going to show you now works for me. So here we go. It's called the Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT. And the modern version was brought about by a man called Gary Craig. So if you want to go and look up Gary Craig, he's got a website and loads of videos all about this. There's a whole community of people around the world who do this, and it really works really well on pretty much anything. What it involves is tapping. You may have heard of this tapping. In a moment I'm going to get you to tap on different parts of your body like this. So you're going to tap, tap, tap in different parts of your body, and it gets rid of the problem. How? Not going to go over that. I'm just going to tell you what to do. So the first thing you need to do is know where the points are. This can sound complicated at first, but once you've done it a few times it becomes easy. The first point we're going to talk about is this point here. Now we call this the karate point or a karate chop point. Imagine you're going to do a karate chop onto a piece of wood and you're going to hit it with this part, like the fleshy part of your hand. To begin with, just start by getting 2 fingers like that and just tap on your hand. Not so hard that you're hitting it like that, but not so light that you can't really feel it. Just a nice, if I put this by the microphone, a nice kind of medium strength tap. And all you're going to do is start tapping on this area. Okay? And just keep tapping there. Now as you do this, I'm going to stop doing it for now so it doesn't make that sound on the microphone. But as you do that, you need to say a simple sentence. You start off by saying, even though I have, and then you name the problem. So you might say, even though I have driving anxiety, or even though I have a fear of flying, you just name the problem. You can call it whatever you want. So you tap like this and you say, even though I have this driving anxiety. And the second part of the sentence is, I still, and you can choose what you say after that. The version I was taught was, I still love and accept myself, or I still deeply love and accept myself, or I'm still happy with my life. Whatever makes sense to you. So you tap in like this and you say, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. And you say it 3 times. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. You can change the words up, it doesn't matter. It's very forgiving this when you do the tapping. If you get it a bit wrong, if you say the wrong word, it doesn't matter. There's no magic formula. And it's that simple. We're going to start off doing that, and you do that 3 times. So you say, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Now you move on. Take 2 fingers, doesn't matter, either hand. You can do it either side of the body. You can do half on one side, half on the other. It doesn't matter. You can do a third on one side, 2/3 on the other. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do it on this side. It's just a bit, you might see this a bit better on the camera. You're going to take 2 fingers like that and you're going to tap on various points. So the first one is just here, just above and to the side of your eyebrow, kind of above your nose. And it doesn't matter if it's a bit off, bit there, bit there, bit there, doesn't matter. That's why I do 2 fingers, so you cover a larger area and you don't have to be so accurate. So you tap in this area and you say, even though, same sentence, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. You move on to then the side of your eye here. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Then underneath your eye, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Then under your nose, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. And you want to do about 10 taps roughly. It doesn't matter if you do more, but about 10 taps in each area. Then under your lips, by your chin, between your lips and your chin, same again, you know what to say. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. The next one we're going to do is at the end of your collarbone. So you find your collarbone, you come down to the end about here. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Next one is under your arm, just about here, kind of where the fleshy part of your arm ends, about there, and you sort of feel your rib cage or whatever that is. You do tapping, 2 fingers. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. And now we're going to move on to your hand. We're going to tap each digit of your hand except the ring finger. It doesn't matter if you do that one, but you don't have to. Again, why? I'm not going to get into. So you tap on the outside of your thumb, the inside of your thumb. People have different versions. I just tend to tap the whole end of the thumb or on the side. It really doesn't matter, but most people say the outside of the thumb works best. So again, even though I have this driving problem, driving anxiety, whatever, I still love and accept myself. Outside of the finger, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Next finger, even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Next little finger, miss out the ring. You can miss the ring finger out. Doesn't matter if you do it. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So the little finger, outside, inside, does it really matter? Do both. Doesn't matter. Even though I have this driving anxiety, I still love and accept myself. You can tap all over. There's no magic to this. There's no exact spot. As long as you hit that area, you'll be okay. And then once you've done that, we're now going to do something else. So you get your hand, could be either hand. I use this one. You're looking for what we call the Gamut point, which is here. If you find your little finger and your ring finger, there's like a V shape. And it's a fleshy part just around there. So we're going to tap that. And this is where it gets a bit funny, if you don't think it's funny already. What you're going to do is as you tap that, you're going to have your eyes open, close your eyes, open your eyes, look down to the right, look down to the left. Now you need to hum the first part of Happy Birthday. So, count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finish the song. And that's it. And you just repeat that process over and over and over. So what you can do is at the start of this, you set yourself a number. So you can say, how do I feel about driving now? Let's say I feel about 8. Now I didn't do this at the beginning, but you might think, well, hold on, I actually feel a bit better. Maybe I was like a 6 at the beginning, and I feel like an 8 now. Now 10 can be the highest, 10 can be the best. It doesn't matter how you score this. I just tend to say to people, do you feel better? Yeah, I do feel better. How much? Some people like to have a number. Some people just say, I feel bad, I feel good, I feel better. It doesn't matter. Again, all of this is so flexible. You can score it out of 10. You can just say you feel better or whatever. It's up to you. And then you simply do the whole thing again. So let's run through it again. Each of these passes takes about a minute or 2. Well, a pass is when you go through the whole process. So again, we're going to start off. There's one thing you change when you do it after the first time, and that is your statement. So instead of saying, even though I have this driving problem, you can say, even though some of this problem still remains, even though some of this driving anxiety remains, or even though I still have some of this driving anxiety, you just make it so that it's going. So you don't say, even though I have driving anxiety, even though this anxiety is going, even though I still have some anxiety, whatever you want to say. I'm going to use the phrase, even though I still have some anxiety. It's very forgiving. Don't get hung up on the words. You can say whatever you want. So let's go through it all again. So all we do starts off with a karate chop, and we do our new statement. Even though I still have some anxiety, I still deeply love and accept myself. Even though I still have some anxiety, I still deeply love and accept myself. Even though I still have some anxiety, I still deeply love and accept myself. 2 fingers above the nose, next to the eyebrow. Even though I have, I still, complete the words yourself. Even though I have, I still. Even though I have, under your eye, I still. Under your nose, even though I have, I still. Between your lips and your chin, even though I have, I still. You can change your order around. I'm going to do this one next. Even though I have, I still. Under your arm, even though I have, I still. I do that with all my hand, doesn't matter how you do it. Onto your hand. So remember, thumb, even though I have, I still. Finger, even though I have, I still. Next finger, even though I have, I still. Little finger, even though I have, I still. And remember the gamut, so you get the hand, the little fleshy part like the V, tap it, eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open, eyes down to the right, eyes down to the left. Hum the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you feel now? Better? Let's do it again. Again, when I'm saying even though I still, you just fill in the words yourself. So let's do it again. Karate chop. Even though, but make it better this time. So even though there's still a bit of that driving anxiety remaining, I still love and accept myself. I'm still happy with my life, whatever you want to say. Even though I still. And you do this 3 times. Even though I still. 2 fingers tapping above your nose by your eyebrow. Even though I still. Next to your eye. Even though I still. Under your eye. Even though I still. Under your nose. Even though I still. Between the lips and the chin. Even though I still. Here, to half the end of your collarbone, even though I still. This, by the way, might feel a bit sore when you tap there. If you feel sore, that's how it can be. It doesn't have to, but it can do. Under your arm, even though I still. Onto your hand, thumb, even though I still. Finger, even though I still. Even though I still. Even though I still. Eyes open, eyes closed. Look down right, look down left. You can also roll your eyes. I didn't mention that before. You can roll your eyes around one way, clockwise, roll your eyes anti-clockwise, like that. And then hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. If you do that, you will find your problem gets better and better to the point where it goes. So a few things to go over. I didn't mention rolling your eyes one way or the other like that. So you can do that. You can roll them around. You can roll them around the other way. Again, there's no fixed rule for any of this. People have different versions. There's another place I didn't tap, which is actually on top of your head. So sometimes people start by tapping on top of the head. Okay, so I'm going to run through one more time. This is the full version now. So what you've done so far is kind of building up to this. Sometimes people find it hard to remember, and in my experience, doing what I did in that works. But this is the full procedure. So if you want the whole thing, I'm going to do one more pass of this with a full procedure, with everything people say you might need. So this is the full thing. Here we go. So you start off tapping here and you do your statement. Even though I still, even though I still, even though I still, top of the head, even though it's the very top of your head like the crown, I still. Then you, by your nose, by your eyebrow, even though I still. Next to your eyebrow, next to your eye, even though I still. Underneath your eye, even though I still. Underneath your nose, even though I still. Between your lips and your chin, even though I still. Here, what we call a sore spot, the sore point, even though I still. Under your arm, even though I still. Every finger, even though I still. 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 Doesn't matter, get inside, outside. People say outside, doesn't matter. And the fleshy part, the V shape, the gamut, tap there. And then eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open, down to the right, down to the left, roll clockwise, roll anti-clockwise a couple of times, 3 times, doesn't matter. Hum the song. Count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Now I know it looks crazy, and I know you're going to think I'm just saying this, but I actually feel better just from doing that. It does something. How? Who cares? There are people arguing for hours and hours about how it works. There's something about it where you just feel better. But even though I haven't got driving anxiety, and even though I wasn't even saying the words, and even though I missed a few steps out, and I didn't do the tapping on head till the end, you just feel better from doing it. And it's great. So feel free to watch this video back over and over. If it helps, you can write down the points, just write them down on a list. And people like to abbreviate them, like AN above nose, SE side of eye, UE under eye. You can just abbreviate it however you want. Run through the process, you can mix the order up. It generally works better if you go down your body like that. Doesn't really matter. You may see different versions of this with different points, different words. It doesn't matter. There's no fixed magic solution. That's why it's so great. You can get it wrong. If you want, you can just hit your hand on the outside, the inside, on your fingers. Doesn't matter. The outside is what people say to do. Tap it all round. Doesn't matter if you do that. Just tap it. There is a specific point, but the idea is if you do that, you're going to hit the point. There's no point in being precise. And it's a bit like acupuncture, this product. It works on the same theory as acupuncture. You know, when you put needles into your hand or whatever, they have to be accurate. But when you tap, you can be really clumsy like that, and it still works. So let me know how that works for you. Thanks for watching, and look forward to getting rid of your problem soon and replacing it with something much more positive. It's always good if you don't just get rid of a problem, but you replace it with something else. So even though you're getting rid of your anxiety, think of something nice you want in its place. Like you might want to feel happier, you might just want to smile when you used to get nervous. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.